me...
Well, what I was going to say was that, like, I was about to say something very not PG-13, so... Josh, what I was going to say was that, like, I was about to say
95%
something
of what
very
you do.
not
Josh,
PG-13.
you've known me now for, like, what, 5 years, something like that?
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, at least, like, since I've, like, joined the Discord.
Tell them your thingy's coming tomorrow.
Kane's not here, they won't care about that.
Alright, I do have my toggle mute button back again.
No.
Good.
It's just Teddy and Kane's sad today. Because his PS2 controller's broke.
Oh god.
Hello, S3 Jun 35740. Goodness. I was gonna call you some. How about that? Hello, C Roger 5.
It's so hot.
Oh, wah.
I hate the heat, man.
Wah.
Oh no, they're firing at the little sloop.
Do you see it? It's me playing the world's smallest violin.
No, I can't.
Oh, this is exciting, actually.
Aren't you inside with air conditioning?
Yes.
Then shut up. You little...
Don't swear.
Man, come on. You're inside with the AC on and you're still like, it's so hot.
Yes, it is.
It is hot, but you're... Look. Hello, Eliza. That person's from Indonesia, and I guarantee it's way hotter there. Guarantee it! I don't know that for a fact, Eliza. You can confirm.
I have been hearing some things with my UK friends where they've basically been saying, like...
They're hitting record highs in Europe right now.
Yeah, like
And
I've heard, like...
They think
like,
they're dying, and it's...
Yeah, like I don't want to speak, like, for anybody who actually does live in the UK, but from what I've heard from them, it's like... It is, like, absolutely abhorrently hot there right now.
It's like 90, which is hot for them, but for us, it's not... I mean, it's hot, but it's not like...
Not hot enough!
No. Listen, I experienced 120-degree weather exactly one time, and I'd rather not have to go through that again.
Oh god, I don't even want to think about that. Like, I've
Exactly
always been a
one
person...
time!
Yeah, I've always been a person who prefers the cold over the heat, but that's just me.
Of course, with my international audience, now things are going to get confusing because people are like, it's 108. No, it's 20 degrees. No, it's 38. And I'm like, oh no, Fahrenheit and Celsius. America versus the rest of the world.
Yeah, but see, the biggest problem with, like, you know, England and, you know, basically over there, most of their places either don't have air conditioning whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they're also built to retain heat.
Yep. They're designed to handle colder weather, and it's like, open your windows, I guess. I don't know. It's
I guess.
I can't really give them a solution because, like, here we have most of our buildings have AC by default. You know, we're built for a temperate climate where things get really hot and really cold. They're used to milder temperatures, so it hitting even 90 over there is like, what?
Yeah, no, I hate being outside right now, just in general.
Yeah.
I took my kids to the water park today.
I haven't been to a water park in years. I'd love to go.
Also,
to
I
one
am
again.
sunburned, which...
Oh, cry me a river. I got sunburned earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you just complaining about the heat while you're sitting in the AC?
Yes.
All I did was say that I have sunburn. I didn't say, oh, poor me, I have sunburn, it hurts so bad. All I did was state a fact, and you immediately jump on me. Like, you know, shut the fuck... Oh, how about that?
I was stating a fact too that I was hot. The heck?
While
Also,
you're
you
sitting,
swore.
while you're sitting in AC, right now as we speak.
Yes. Also, you swore.
I know, Bailey.
It's my stream. I'll do whatever I want.
You don't need to shut up.
No, telling him to shut up.
Oh.
I'm talking to you.
I don't
Oh, transport fever.
Okay, so according to Eliza in Indonesia right now, it's 40 degrees Celsius.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't even know like how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I already know that's bad.
Well, let's see. You go to Google, and you type in 40 degrees Celsius. I'm doing it right now on my phone. You would live in an age. That's 104, by the way. 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that is hot.
Oh yeah, that's hot.
My word of I think like the basic conversion is like double it plus 32.
Something like that.
Mm.
It's not precise,
like the-
but it's close.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work because Fahrenheit and Celsius actually do converge at a certain point.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It works for general anything
Yeah. Like that's the thing though, is like I was never like taught I believe I was taught at some point like the equation to like convert Fahrenheit to Celsius.
I'm
and vice
sure you
versa,
were.
but I
We
never
all
remember.
were, but it's not something that we worry about in everyday life because our language evolved around Fahrenheit. So when we
Yeah.
say a temperature in our society, in America, we know what that means in Fahrenheit. But
Also, Fahrenheit is better.
I agree.
Wow.
I understand. No, I understand the metric system. But
Yeah.
but Celsius is too vague.
Yeah, metric system I think is superior, but Celsius is an inferior measure of temperature.
No. We all know the superior unit of measurement, Kelvin.
I mean, technically speaking, scientifically, yeah, it is way better.
Yeah, but I think Fahrenheit has a better what is it?
Oh, no. I gotta check this real quick. Okay,
What?
hold on, let's see. 40 degrees Celsius to Kelvin. Right now it's 313 degrees in Indonesia.
Yeah, I think
Kelvin.
Kelvin,
I think
yeah.
that Kelvin has a worse what is that called? Like when you look at like numbers comparatively.
Ratio.
No, I don't think that's what
No.
he's saying.
That's not right. I can't think of what it is.
Okay.
It's the joke of like is the number 3 a lot, and like it just like depends on what you're talking about.
So what to say? I've never heard that saying before.
Is 3 a lot? Like if we're talking about donuts, not really. If we're talking about genocides, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It depends. There's a lot of context with numbers. Alright, so I got a lot of mods working. Most of this railway is already set up, but I'm sure there's ways I can improve it. Add more freight lines, for example. So I'm going to look around here and see what I have to work with. I haven't played this in about a week, so I'm not really sure what I was doing before, other than just laying stuff down. We're not talking about genocide. We're making... Never mind. Maybe Duck was. I don't know. Duck, were you, discussing the benefits of such activities, or... His silence speaks volumes regarding this being a solid no.
Oh damn it! Darn it! I was
muted again, you fool!
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking to people in game. I was shouting at them. Thanos was right. That's all I have to say on the matter.
No, he wasn't! What he did was largely unhelpful!
perfectly balanced.
And in the
That's how
context of
things
the
should
comic
be.
books, he only did it to impress Lady Death because he wanted to make out with her. Which, to be fair, I have seen Lady Death, and I don't really blame him.
Wait,
As I said, Thanos was right.
Wait, wait, Lady Death is in, like, from the Sandman comics? Or is that, like, from Marvel as well? Do they have their own interpretation?
Lady Death is... I'm referring to the Marvel interpretation.
Oh, okay.
Is Sandman not Marvel?
No, I don't think so. I think Sandman's DC.
No, I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Did Sandman not fight Spider-Man
Yeah.
Man. Let me check.
in the third Sam Raimi movie? Is
No.
that not-
Wow. No, I'm not talking about that Sandman.
Oh.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, the Neil Gaiman, the same dude who wrote Coraline. His work, Sandman.
You have somehow lost me further, despite me not knowing where I was.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, don't you start! How many times have we brought up something that everyone knows about, and you're like, what?
I don't want to hear it, Mister. I don't know what a jar of dirt stands for.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. Don't play. Like, you get mad whenever we do it to you. Don't play that game with us.
So Sandman is a comic book series that has to do with like
The Sandman.
The Sandman, death, and I believe like it's not that I think it's the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
I forget what like the majority of like what the comic books were actually about, but
I still don't know what this is about.
but they're fantastic. Like Sandman is like, how do I describe him? He's got a very much an edgelord design.
Okay. Thank you for that. You done?
Yes, thank you, the 4-tier bridge. The one about dreams. Thank you. But in that...
Duck, did that help you at all?
He's muted.
Ah.
He's probably yelling at
No.
people.
No.
Anyway...
You knew it wasn't. Why are you trying?
The point, I guess, that I was trying to make, that I massively failed on making in the first place, was that that comic book has their own version of Lady Death, and she's hot. There you go.
To do something kind of fun and kind of stupid. I think it'll be worth it though.
Well,
What are you doing?
So these two ships are fighting. They're fighting near a shoreline.
Are you gonna
jumped
third
off my
party?
ship. I jumped off my ship with the big bomb.
Oh no.
I'm gonna try to swim on board the big ship.
I already know how this is gonna go.
do you? I don't think you do.
Yeah, one way or another,
no,
it's gonna
I
end.
do know how it's
spectacularly.
going to go because I see them. I guess that there are multiple people trying to fight the big ship.
So one way or another, it's going to end spectacularly.
Yeah, they just took down its sails. So, oh man, my ship is under attack right now too. Oh, that's unfortunate timing. As I send my ship away, just off on its own. If they could take out these guys' sails for just a little bit longer.
If I could not fall off and die, that would be fantastic.
Your death is inevitable.
He chose poorly.
Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear fun?
What? Oh my god, what are you doing?
Hey guys, I found this powder keg. Do you guys want it?
Oh wait, I gotta hear what they're saying. Well, rest in peace, ship.
Hey, are you with them or are you against them? Yeah. Oh, hey. Okay.
You know this guy?
Yeah, he's the guy who I stole from earlier. So funny.
Doc.
Oh my god. He ran into... No, Duck is playing Sea of Thieves, S3, excuse me.
My friends don't play historical games like I do.
I play Assassin's Creed, is that good enough?
No. And you already knew the answer to that question.
Yes, I did. I don't actually know if I played any, like, very historically accurate games.
Yeah, what's up? What is it? Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's a hilariously small world that the guy who I was killing earlier today, I ran into him again. And I helped him blow up a ship.
Would you consider flight sims historical? I would say it depends on, like, how they integrate the vehicles into the flight sim. It depends. I don't know, like, I'm not the best person to ask that. That would definitely be Josh.
So this is even better. He was a part of the ship that I just sunk, but I'm not gonna fight him, so...
You're gonna lead him to some treasure you just buried?
No, just, oh, apparently he thinks I'm gonna help him sink the enemy Athena ship, but,
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't know the names of the planes you're talking about. I'm not a vehicle buff. Gaming is my specialty, and that's mainly where I stay.
hey, just for the record, I had nothing to do with the Reaper ship. I was the one who blew it up.
Old plane go burr, new plane go shoom. Yeah, that about sums it up. I mostly play War Thunder. Well, isn't, like, War Thunder, like, historically, like, I don't know how to say this, like, historically, like, separated to a point where, like, where
I don't
like
think that it's historical.
Oh god,
Well,
we're still talking about this?
well no, because somebody was like, you know, would you classify flight sims as historical games?
It depends on the sim.
Yeah, and I was like, it probably depends on like how they like integrate the vehicles themselves, because I'd imagine like say like an F14 like flying with like a plane from some random plane from World War I probably wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, I'm not worried about sense. It's just like, I mean, I am, but to a certain degree. Like, having both those planes in the game is one thing, and just like the fact that like if first of all, an F-14 is fairly old in and of itself. A.
Fair point.
B. You know, if you have that in the game plus a fully rendered and accurate, you know, flight detail of a Spitfire, you know, for example, I'd say both those things are pretty historical, just like in terms of the accuracy, because like they're planes that aren't used anymore, you know, for, you know, as far as militaries are concerned.
Yeah.
Actually, I think some F-14s are still used somewhere, but not by America.
Oh, 4-tier actually means like the original like flight sim from like 30 years ago. All right, well, my bad.
You mean Microsoft Flight Sim?
I assume.
'Cause when I hear Flight Sim, I mean, my brain goes all over the place. Jane's Fighters Anthology, Ace Combat, I mean, a whole bunch of those. Oops, wrong way.
Oh, you were making a joke about how it's old. Okay.
You're old! I don't know what we're talking about.
Neither do I.
Teddy ain't old. Teddy's the baby of the server.
Not the youngest.
Teddy's still the baby of the server. That's right, you got nothing.
Was the F-14 used from like the 60s to 70s? I don't know.
I believe it went to service in the 70s, I want to say, but I'll double check that. F-14.
I still can't fucking. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, it first flew in the 21st of December 1970, and it was introduced to the U.S. Navy in 1974. It was officially retired in 2006. It's still in service with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Interesting.
Huh.
Iran is a republic? I learned something new today.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not kidding when I say probably my only experience with F-14s in general is Top Gun, and that's about it.
I mean, there are worse ways to get introduced to them. Top Gun wasn't a completely inaccurate movie.
Well, no, but it definitely was a Tom Cruise action movie.
Well, yeah,
So,
but it
Would
was pretty like honestly, the new one was even better than the original in that regard. But they both like, you know, took the combat in a way that's it wasn't so outrageous that I was like, what? That's wrong. That's so wrong. There's no way.
yeah, that makes sense.
Josh, I figured you might get a kick out of this. So, a guy that I killed earlier today, like this morning, was on the ship that I just blew up.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Okay. I just figure that's a small world. Now
Christine?
they're all fighting that other group again, and meanwhile I'm just getting all the treasure.
You're thinking of American. I mean, it depends on which American you're talking to. I mean, there's plenty of people in your whatever country you're from that probably don't know much about my country either. Like, people, it's not like a generic. It's unfair to say that all Americans don't know anything, just like it'd be unfair for me to say that all British people don't know anything. Because, like, it varies. People are people, and people learn as much as they're willing to learn. And I've met plenty of people in my own country that are not willing to learn. That's totally true. And, not necessarily indicative of anything involving the country itself. It's just...
Hey, there's tons of things like that that I love to watch. Like, I think one of my favorite, most recent examples was like a group of people went to Japan and asked them about Hitler.
Oh no! Oh no! Now, Teddy, you're laughing, but I'll remind everybody, Japan was allied with Germany in World War II.
I'm well
and so-
aware of that.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, like he was a bad guy, wasn't he? Like,
Oh my god.
Yes, he
See-
was.
See, this is just reminding me of that one line in Die Hard when John McClane is meeting up with Takagi, and he's like, I didn't know the Japanese celebrated Christmas, and he's like, we're flexible. Pearl Harbor didn't work out, so now we're giving you VCRs.
Act.
And I'm just like, okay, I get that was done in jest, but that's kind of a messed up joke.
Well, I also read that they also they address World War II in a very different way than we do.
oh yeah, but from their perspective, it was also completely different.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were... Yeah, it was completely different from their perspective.
People only know what they're taught. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. You can't know something if you weren't ever taught it.
Yeah, as I understand it, like, they don't address, like, the war crime issue, like, at all. Whether it be Hitler or whether it be the Japanese. The Japanese did a lot of really messed up shit, too.
Yeah.
And they just don't talk about it, which I get, but also, I feel like that's not wise. Like, people should know what happened. Because it's not like, that'd be like us being like, no, we didn't drop the A-bomb, what are you talking about? We didn't do that. That never happened.
Yeah, no. When would Americans try to cover up the, like, kind of mess up history of things that we've done?
I'm not saying we're perfect in that regard. When it comes to World War II, I will tell you my history class in high school was pretty spot on for the most part.
Oh yeah. But when it comes to Vietnam,
I mean...
that song sings a little bit differently than everything that's come out in the past few. Oh my goodness.
Napalm sticks to kids.
That'd do.
Heck, I'll throw a Deltic out there. Well, I already have a Deltic, don't I? What is this? I'll throw that out there. I want to know where it is.
This whole time, these two have been fighting, and I'm just unloading all this absolutely massive treasure trove of loot from the water.
What? Oh.
Why?
Once again, the charisma saves the day.
Really? How did that even happen? I've never seen this before.
What happened?
I put two tracks together, but it put buffers at the end at the connection, so it's just two sightings instead of tracks. Like what? I can fix that. Construction
Please
not
don't.
possible.
Please, no. No. Why me?
Problem?
Yes. I kind of got cornered, and all the people around me who could have helped me decided to run off and look at the sun. They were distracted by how good of a day it was.
Pretty nice out there.
Yeah. I mean, then again, I am on Mars currently, so...
Yeah, you posted about Warspike like 8 times in my last Video Gamer Fan. Believe me, I saw it.
This poor galleon is just struggling against a tiny little sloop.
How in the living... Okay, never mind. Oh, and there goes Doc.
He does that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure yet. There's plenty of warships I can talk about, though.
Oddly enough, I had somebody who I was talking with, to yesterday actually bring up warships just like completely randomly. He brought up the USS Texas, I believe it was.
Yep. Yep. She's still around, though in really bad shape.
Well, isn't she like a museum now?
She is, but she's in really bad shape. They weren't maintaining her properly. Her superstructure needs work, and it's still kind of out there whether or not they'll be able to do anything about it. But she is in dry dock, so hopefully they can get her back up to stable. Because they were literally pumping out water daily. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do some damage.
It wasn't a good situation.
That doesn't sound like it.
The Iowa's in good shape though. She's sitting over in New Jersey. I've been to the Iowa. I have a lot of E units on the lines right now, because of course I do. I do have the Deltic prototype, though. Threw him out there. Or her.
You know...
Though this isn't a very accurate version. This is literally just like the basic Deltic, recolored in that blue livery, but it really doesn't look like the prototype that much. But I still thought the thought was nice that they added that.
I hate that when you said E-Unit, the first thing that jumped to mind for me was Mega Man. I was thinking of E-Tanks.
We could have also jumped to Sonic, E-Series.
Huh?
Dr. Robotnik made a series of robots called the E-Series.
Oh, okay. Were they in any of the Sonic games that I've played, or...?
Have you played Sonic Adventure?
Yes!
Gamma.
Oh, him!
Gamma's
Right.
E-Series.
Okay, yeah, no, now I remember now. Wasn't there also, like, another one in, like, Sonic Heroes and one in Sonic 06?
Omega.
Yeah, and then he came back in Sonic 06.
Yeah. He was also in Forces.
In what?
He was also in Forces.
Oh. Neat.
Yeah, the first one did really well, to my surprise, although a lot of people yelled at me because they didn't agree with my picks, but that's normal. I mean, I probably will eventually, but it's not like high on the list. I don't want to do that kind of stuff all at once. I want to spread it out a bit more. Everyone keeps asking me to do worst cars, and I'm just like, I'm not a car guy.
Unless it's from the 1920s.
Why would you say that? Is you setting up a joke?
Well, I mean, like, your channel's called History in the Dark.
Oh.
I was making a joke that, like, you might know something about, like, very old things because you're a history buff.
You know, cars are kind of an exception.
Hmm?
Cars are kind of an exception. The live streams have been helping a bit. I wish I made more direct money from them, like with donations and stuff, but, that's purely optional, so it's whatever. But I mean, it does improve my view count, and people watching, and I do get paid for ad revenue if you guys see ads on these, so, like, it's not like, it's not working. It's better than Twitch, what I make from Twitch, because Twitch, like, I do get, payment for their ads, but I'm only an affiliate, so I get, it might be $100 every 3 or 4 months is when that'll add up to something that they'll actually pay me with, whereas YouTube will just add it on to what they're already paying me for the regular videos. Will I do a worse ocean liner? Maybe. It's kind of hard to, there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of things I can do, and people are like, do this, do that, do this, and the other thing, and I'm like, oh god.
Well, when you have the whole of history to look back on, that is a lot of options.
There's a lot of stuff I can do that I haven't done, but I know this.
So I may or may not have just exploded myself by flailing a sword directly into an explosive enemy.
Well, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That was a questionable decision on your part.
It wasn't even a questionable decision, it was just a dumb decision.
No, okay. You said it, not me. I know shorts and community posts are big, like they're trying to compete with TikTok, which I get. I mean, I do the occasional short, but it's definitely hasn't been my focus. I certainly could, make one again maybe tomorrow, but I really don't have a lot of... I just don't really care for shorts. Like, the shortwave, as a medium, like, it's not that I don't understand it, it's that it just feels really lazy to me. And even if, like, it got me views, it wouldn't really be that much money. Like, a lot of that stuff, like, shorts are like they're worth less than dirt, per view. I'd have to get millions of views to get anything worthwhile from a short. So it varies.
I feel like they definitely be more like a thing of like if you want to grow an audience, because they do tend to like push shorts. YouTube does, at least for me, they tend to push shorts a lot.
I mean, I
from
get
stuff
that.
that I watch. So.
I mean, I get that, but also I hate them. Hate them so much.
Oh.
I just don't. Do you like making them?
I haven't. I wouldn't know what to make a short
Exactly.
on.
The answer you were looking for was no. And I think you knew that.
I mean, again, my answer is I don't know. It's not a yes
it's
or
no.
no. It's I don't know.
So it's no.
No, it's I don't know.
No, it's a no.
Yeah, that time I just straight up sorted an exploding enemy on purpose. But like with the kind of stuff I talk about, I wouldn't really know like what to make a short based on.
Are there any large NYC, New York Central steam locomotives left preserved? Yes. They were able to save the crews, actually, the workmen, saved some of the Mohawks. Some of the Mohawks did, I think 2 of them were able to be preserved, and still are. But outside of those, I don't know of any.
Whoops.
British Rail shorts? Why? I always talk about British Rail.
Imagine like you do a short that's like, it's like all the things positive about British Rail in less than a minute. Go.
There's nothing.
Exactly. Like it's just like a. It's just like.
I mean, I have a couple about this. First of all, that's not actually true. They did have some. They did make some genuinely good decisions. A, B. I don't know, man. Like to me, I feel like I would rather just I feel like I should earn my followers, and like shorts, they may be popular, but they're so easy, and it's so boring putting one together. Because, like, I don't know, you really have to think of anything funny. I just say the fact, and that's it. You know, like, it's just, you know, I try, maybe I'm too old to understand, you know, because some people enjoy the TikTok and everything, but I'm just like, you know, back in my day, we actually put in work to make our videos. And the thing about TikTok and YouTube Shorts and everything like that is, you know, everything I need to make those is literally on my phone, which is nice and convenient. But I don't feel gratified by making one. They're just not that enjoyable. You know, I put in hours of effort into the long form videos. You know, and I get paid more for those, which is good. But you know, I actually, you know, even if one doesn't do so great, like, at least I feel good that I know I put something legitimately, you know, some quality together. It wasn't just, you know, literally slapped together in 5 minutes on my phone. Because I can do that all day. Yeah, TikTok's kind of a cesspool of just there's like my girlfriend loves the TikTok. She does. She loves the TikTok. She loves the drama. And there's so much drama on TikTok because everybody uses it. Because people who normally wouldn't be able to make videos because they don't know what they're doing can easily make whatever they want through their smartphones on TikTok. And the result is that people that have no business speaking, being honest, are able to not just post, but like make actual video posts, and they do it constantly. And it's like, I think this, and it's like, I think, and I know you're wrong about what you just said, but you know, it's everyone's allowed to have a voice, and it's like, that's great and all, freedom of speech. Also, God, I hate all of you. I don't know. I can't get behind it. Like, it's not that I don't, you know, obviously I do shorts. I have a TikTok page of you know, where my shorts go. I post my shorts on my Facebook page and everything like that. Like, obviously, you know, I acknowledge the benefit to doing that. I just can't stand it. I like to... that's not fair, S3. I consider myself a generalist when it comes to history. Where, like, it's history in the dark. It doesn't have to be just one thing. You know, if it's historical in nature, I don't feel... You know, I feel like I should be able to cover that and talk about it. You know, there's nothing wrong with being more general. Like, I know a lot of... You're right, because a lot of channels are very focused. Like I talk about this, and only this, and this is what you're getting. Which is great and all. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would, when I started the channel, I didn't want to just talk about trades. I don't want to just talk about planes. I don't want to just talk about boats. Like, I want to be able to talk about all of that. You know, it's all history driven. It's all important. It's all interesting. So why should I be, why should I limit myself, in that regard? Especially given that now that I've actually branched out, trains was actually floundering for a bit there. Like I went through 1 month where it was just like, not much of anything, which was driving me nuts. Oh god, the Black Beetle. But, when I branched out, the additional top fives, talking about helicopters and boats and everything, those started to get a lot more attention. So it's proof that I can be more general and still be successful. Sorry, my back is killing me. Ooh.
You alright, man?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I've just been moving around so much, chasing my son. Taking him to water park and trampolines and just everything. We've been so active this week, but I'm not as in good a shape as I used to be.
It's kind of odd, because I feel like most of my issues are that I haven't been moving around, as much.
Helicopter blades, I know the leading edge of stronger helicopter blades is titanium. But the full blade is fiberglass. Most of it. That depends. I think it varies depending on the helicopter, though. Those titanium edge blades and the fiberglass, I think, are mostly for, military big helicopters. Might be different depending on the model. Whether the fiberglass is orchestrated in a honeycomb shape, I'm not sure, but that would strengthen it, so it does make sense. The hexagonal honeycomb layout is known for its strength. That's why bees use it. Yeah, he's 9. I'm a single dad over here. It's great. I love my kid though. Best thing that ever happened to me. Oh heck, let's just throw it out there just for the funsies.
What are you throwing out there?
Oh, the Black Beetle.
It's
It's a jet-powered train.
a jet power train.
Uh-huh.
Dare I ask how effective that thing was?
It wasn't. It was a terrible idea. But it was pretty darn cool.
A jet power train. I could see its testing probably ending in a number of fatalities.
No, nothing like that.
Really?
No, not at all. The testing went, technically speaking, the testing went fine. It wasn't like it was, it was always the testing was always safe. It was very fast. Didn't have an accident, didn't have anything like that. The problem with it was a few things. First of all, it just wasn't efficient. And it was very fast, but, like, jet engines are freaking loud! And it's like, why are we doing this? Just make it an electric! There's no reason!
Yes, there is. It's because we can.
That was kind of New York Central's thought, because we can. They got a lot of good data for trains operating at high speeds. But that was about all it was good for, was that, because it was fast, but in terms of efficiency and actual use on a legitimate rail line, it was never really going to be something that was economical. Oh, I forgot I had Thomas over here. Hey Thomas, how you doing?
Also, I'm just gonna throw this out for the record. I feel like because we can is probably like just America's motto in general.
Hey. The Soviets have no room to talk in that regard.
Okay, you know what? That is fair.
Cold War had a lot of ideas that were like, well, we can do this. Excellent, do it. Okay, but
And then they put it into
doesn't
practice,
mean-
and then it turns out it sucks.
Just because we can doesn't mean we should do it. Okay.
I know there are plenty of because I may not be an expert on vehicles myself, but I do know that in the case of Cold War weaponry, there were a lot of experimental weapons during that time period.
So to answer that question, my favorite train and my most hated train. Well, my favorite train, I usually say the Pennsylvania T1, but I also love the S1 and S2. Also from Pennsylvania Railroad. I'm also a big fan of Chicago Northwestern High Hoods, which I have somewhere around here. Let me find it. Where are you? Not you? No, that's not you. Where are you? I know you're on the map. I have several of you. I can't find any of them. Where are you hiding?
Do I look like a real train, Papa?
God. Is this one? This might be it.
In order to become a true train, I must consume rail.
Uh,
And...
yep, that's it.
What?
No, sorry, I found them.
Oh, okay.
This, these, I like these a lot too. Like
I was
Chicago
like that-
Northwestern's livery, very, very eye-catching, very cool. Always like Chicago Northwestern, whether black and yellow or dark green and yellow, depends on how you view it. As for least favorite train, I answered this question a lot before. I definitely despise the Holman horrors, but that's because they were made as not only are they ridiculous, but they were also made as a scam. So it's like, it's not even just that they're bad. It's also that you were made to defraud people. Like, that's just scummy. Like at least a lot of the bad trains I talk about, it's rare for me to be able to say that the person who made it had bad intentions. Like, let's be fair. British Rail, when they ordered way too many diesels, and a lot of them turned out to be crap, didn't mean for that to be the case. It's just how it happened. But the Home and Horror was meant to screw with people. And that puts it in a much more hated category with me because it's, you know, it's actually meant to steal from individuals rather than, well, not doing that. You know,
So it's not only were you bad, but you were purposefully meant to be bad.
exactly, and it's really hard to outdo that in my mind because, you know, again, a lot of the other ones, yeah, they were bad, but they weren't. There wasn't intention. You know, it wasn't intended. Like the people that made it were trying legitimately to make something cool.
Hello, Zach.
Hey guys.
Who are you?
Josh is streaming, so fair word of warning.
Okay.
How are
Thanks a
you?
I'm doing okay.
That's good.
I've been really tired today.
That's fair. I took my son to the water park and now I'm sunburned and exhausted, so. But he had a good time.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
Also, he's not sunburned, so mission accomplished.
Good. I'm really sorry to hear about the news you got, Teddy.
Yeah.
But like I told you, like you said, they caught it early.
Yeah.
And like I told you, my grandfather had it, and it's very slow moving, generally.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be alright.
I hope so.
Anyway, Zach, what have you been up to?
Sleeping.
Excellent.
I don't know.
You don't know if you were sleeping? Do
Yeah.
any of us
No,
sleep?
I was sleeping. Other than sleeping, I've just been working and watching Evangelion. And he's not even listening to me.
I am. I mean, heck, I've been liking every single tweet that you put out from your Evangelion thread.
I know, you're the only person who reads my tweets, and I appreciate it a lot, Teddy.
Because I have notifications on for all my friends, so.
Yeah.
But really, the only person who uses Twitter all that much besides Josh is you.
Anyway.
I think
Oh,
I use it way more than him.
King of the Pod gave me $1. Well, thank you, King of the Pod. I really appreciate that. Sorry, my girlfriend was telling me, she was not feeling well. What do you use more than me?
Oh, never mind.
You aren't gonna tell me now?
No.
Why not? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Moment's gone.
The moment's gone. I cry. I could just look back in the stream and I'll yell at you later.
Twitter.
Oh. Yes, that's accurate.
I like if you cry every time.
I very rarely use Twitter. Occasionally, but it's I just hate everyone on there. It's one of those things where I'm like, but why? No, but if you get some good use out of it, great.
I know, I'm just saying all the stuff I've been doing lately, and then I'm like, and he's not even listening to me, and Teddy is like, well, I've been I've been liking your posts about Evangelion, and I'm like, yes, I know, Teddy, you're the only person who reads my tweets, and I really appreciate it.
Oh,
And then
I'm sorry, Zach. She just walked in and it's like, I'm not feeling well, and I'm like, oh god, I apologize.
It's alright. It's fine.
Dare I ask you to repeat what you've been doing lately?
Just the same as I've always been doing.
Okay, so
Just-
nothing new and exciting.
No.
Alright. Well, I'm glad we're having a nice, uproarious conversation.
Mm.
You know, I had half a mind to be like, I'm just gonna say something really like stupid. Like,
Don't worry, Ted. You always say something.
well, no, because you don't know where I was gonna go. I was gonna be like, everybody in chat, post your favorite whatever.
Well, now you got them all excited. They're gonna. Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, "Well, we want to post our whatevers, but what's whatever?" Of course, they can't post links; it'll get blocked.
Yes.
So it doesn't really.
No,
matter?
I'm more mad, like, I don't know, like,
You don't know what you were talking about.
no, I don't.
Okay.
I think.
As long as
I
we're. As long as we're clear on that you didn't know. what you were
Do we
talking
ever know what we're talking about? In
I
a real
actually,
sense?
generally, I feel confident in the notion that I usually do know what I'm talking about. Yes.
What are
What?
words? What are words if not but a meaning to convey emotion?
What?
Shut up, Ted.
What?
I did record audio for something earlier, because, me being I almost said a bad word, me being a dumb butt, let's put it that way.
Oh no, no tribal typhoon, not your favorite waifus. You already got me into Azure Lane. Okay, don't start that here. It's too late. It's too
Yeah.
late. It's too many.
Everybody post your favorite waifus in chat.
Do not do that.
Favorite waifus in chat?
Oh god.
Alright. Ryuko Matoi,
Oh god.
Balma, Botan.
Do you like blue hair?
Shut up.
Honestly, that's what I got from that. I was like, wait a minute.
No, what I was trying to say was that I recorded audio for a specific project that I've been meaning to do for a while now, and me being dumb, I accidentally
Good work.
forgot where it is on my computer, so I had to re-record the entire damn thing.
Wow.
You said a bad word.
Oh, as if you haven't said more than me on this stream.
I haven't.
What did he say?
You said a bad word.
I didn't even say, like... It's not a...
The word you said was bad.
Okay, fine.
It'll make Zach cry.
I mean...
Specifically
Anyway.
Zach and no one else.
Anyway, but yeah, so I lost... I lost the audio, and now I'm gonna... I re-recorded it the other night, and now I said today
Wait,
that
I'm sorry, I need to stop you, and this is important to me. You're making a video?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Because you don't do that.
Yeah, well, I decided to do it again.
Favorite Azure Lane ship? See, I knew he was going to just say that. West Virginia.
Country
Also Nevada.
road.
Take me home.
To
To
the
the
place goes.
I belong West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home,
Country road.
country road.
To the place I belong.
Okay, we can stop now.
I love that song. You know what? I could forever argue about how I'm not a Gen Zer, and then I could say, well, I didn't know that that's...
Yes,
but here-
yes, you are.
You know, here's the thing, though,
proved
is
this
that
before.
I literally can't say that with a straight face, because I didn't know that song existed until it was, like, in the marketing material for Fallout 76, and then I knew it was a thing.
As someone who was raised
It's
in West
also
Virginia,
in. It's also in I Am a Hero.
I was raised in West Virginia. How dare you insult my cultural heritage?
Well, I'm sorry, but, I don't know. I was gonna say I'm sorry, but then I realized I don't have a butt.
You don't have a butt? You should really get that checked.
Well, I mean, hey, no,
There's your
I-
dad
I-
joke for the evening. You're welcome.
yeah, I had to get I had to get my old one looked at. Had a big crack in it. There you go.
You're so funny, Dr. Ted.
I know, right?
But yeah, like, I was looking back at some old, thumbnail artwork I got commissioned, and I was like, I should really get around to actually, like, putting this to use. So, yeah. Woohoo! I completed a masterwork objective for an exotic weapon.
I think I can't charge my phone.
All waifus are forbidden, loves?
What?
How dare you suggest this, Zach?
All waifus are forbidden. Wait, what?
I was replying to somebody else.
Oh. Because they're fictional. I mean, like...
I mean, well, if you want to be negative about it, sure.
Anything's possible if you just believe in yourself.
No.
You just gotta believe.
No, not in this case, Zach's right.
I don't know, man. With the way certain cosplays are going.
That's not the same thing. And you know that.
Yes. I'd prefer not to say my waifu. I mean, hey, that's...
That leads me to all sorts of places that I do not wish my mind to go.
It's what somebody said in the chat, and I'm like,
I
well...
know that. I can see the chat. I'm looking at it.
Okay,
I was not accusing you because you were perfectly willing to state yours.
Yeah, Tali from Mass Effect.
Yes, because you're into aliens that don't exist. Not that anyone else's waifu exists, to be fair. So, never mind. It's not really a dig, is it?
This was my entire point.
Zach, do not. You're a nice guy. I just thought you'd like to hear that today.
Fudged you.
For what? For saying you're a nice guy?
Yes. Maybe I don't want to be nice.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
I don't want to be the nice guy anymore.
well, first of all, everyone knows I'm not nice. That's a general rule. As a resident edgelord, I cannot allow this. Second of all, it's not like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just gonna shut up. But I'm not gonna hurt anybody's feelings in like a not nice way, you know, because I can't be. Look, here's Thomas.
What? Two waifus are about
There's
as
my
real.
there's my favorite steam locomotive.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Waifus are about as real as Ohio. You know, the strange thing, Cole Phelps, is that I have a friend who lives in Ohio who would probably agree
No,
with
you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you
None of
don't.
us do. I also know someone who says they live in Ohio. They're clearly not actually
Clearly
there.
They're FBI paid actors.
FBI This isn't InfoWars, guys.
Isn't it?
CIA hoax. The entire state of Ohio is nothing but CGI.
I think I read somewhere like somebody made like an a Wikipedia that like the entirety of Ohio.
I could not directly judge you for Thomas being a waifu at this point, as
My waifu is Thomas.
because Thomas is like 90 years old. Like, you know, it depends on which episode you're watching, but
So,
you know, in the current canon, like
Oh my God,
he was built in like 1911. Like he's
Damn.
really
So-
old.
so would you say that your dates would get very steamy?
And technically,
Ted, get out. Like, I don't even want you around anymore after that. That was.
I apologize to
I don't think you actually are sorry at all, is the problem.
No,
I
I'm
have
not.
with
I'm
that.
not sorry at all. At least somebody enjoyed it. Thank you, S3. I appreciate the fact that you laughed at that.
You are all doing me a solid concern, and we should all go outside. And, well, I'm not going outside. I'm horribly sunburned. I'm not going out there right now at all.
That train is nothing but gas.
Top 5 DreamWorks movies.
Prince of Egypt, Shrek 2.
Shrek 3, no. No.
No, it isn't.
Prince of Egypt is my favorite. That's just such a good movie.
I still haven't seen Prince of Egypt, and I
Oh,
want to
man.
I want to so bad, though. I want to so bad because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it.
You live in the internet age.
That is true. I could probably like see if it's on Hulu or something. I don't really have like a top 5 favorite DreamWorks movies, but like my favorite is Shrek 2. By far, my favorite is Shrek 2. I think like in terms of like objective quality with a DreamWorks movie, that's probably about the best that it's ever been.
Shrek 4.
Oh my God! Enough. No, like, funny enough, Shrek 2 is really the only one that I genuinely really love.
I don't really like the first one as much. Shrek 3 I don't think is as bad as everyone says it is, but
Honestly,
it's
like I liked it as a kid. I really don't care for Shrek these days.
not really I think he's more of an internet meme nowadays, and that's kind of like why
without a doubt.
you know. Megamind is definitely good as well. I love Megamind.
Road to El Dorado.
Ah, yes.
Another rated one.
And another waifu. So hey, there you
Oh
go.
god,
It's Chell.
she's thick.
Yes, she is. Anyway, moving away from that
Fucking-
before
Ants.
Ants is good. That actually holds a world record, believe it or not.
Apparently, some live action movies like Minority Report and Small Soldiers are also DreamWorks movies.
I forgot.
Spirit?
Are we gonna talk about Small Soldiers right now? Is that gonna happen?
I guess Small Soldiers is somewhat animated.
Small Soldiers is a disaster.
I love that movie so much.
Fun fact: most
Do
people
you-
in
It's
Asia.
awful.
I was gonna say, do you like it because okay, and then you followed it up.
It's bad, but
Wait, hold on. Fun fact: most people in Asia have not seen
I really loved Small Soldiers as a kid.
Why have most people in Asia not seen the Shrek franchise?
because they have
It's too powerful.
they have
It's
taste.
too strong.
Because they have taste.
I went there.
Oh my god.
Like I said, I just kind of grew out of Shrek. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's just,
Megamind, I definitely.
I could scrap Thomas right now.
I love Megamind. Kung Fu Panda. I love Kung Fu Panda as well.
Kung Fu Panda, especially Kung Fu Panda 2, have no right to be as good as they are.
Oh hell yeah! No, I love those movies. Like, if you asked me, like just off, like if say Kung Fu Panda had just come out and nobody knew anything about it, and then somebody says, dude, there's this movie called Kung Fu Panda about a fat panda played by Jack Black who learns Kung Fu, and it's actually really good. I would have been like, dude, are you crazy? But no, they're legitimately amazing movies. They're beautiful, the stories are fantastic, everything about them is great. I haven't seen the third one, but I did see the first one and the second one, and they're both absolutely fantastic movies. And I'm still miffed to this day that Megamind never got a sequel.
I got a short, which wasn't that great. I think Megamind's a little overrated. I don't think it's that good of a movie, but it is. It's one of those weird things where it's overlooked, but now that people are acknowledging it, I'm like, okay, it's not that good, guys.
It's definitely better than any of the Despicable Me movies.
I mean,
But
yeah.
but is it as successful financially?
I mean, I don't know.
No,
talking
it
about-
wasn't. It failed miserably at the box office.
Did it actually?
That's why they didn't get the sequel.
Oh,
Despicable Me, otherwise, Despicable Me printed money.
yeah. Although I do like Despicable Me, but I think that's definitely a franchise I've grown out of as I've gotten older. I like the first movie for the sake of the nostalgia, and that's about it. And I also think Steve Carell is very funny, but at the same time, it's I was not after the first movie and the second movie, I was like, okay, I think I'm done.
I think the
And then
second one was better than the first.
Um,
The third one was terrible.
I like the third one. Why?
I just wasn't on board.
I think
fair
they're
enough.
all
How about-
vapid pieces of disposable media
How about-
designed for you to distract your child for a couple hours.
To be fair, that is a lot of kids' movies. Can we talk about Ice Age though?
I love Ice Age.
No, we can't.
For the
I love Ice Age.
I assume for the same reasons.
What do you mean? The dispose. I really like Ice Age.
The
Why?
first Ice Age had some heart in it. It did.
Yeah.
It really
Well, I mean,
did.
They're
I
They're
I-
fine.
I-
I just don't like them.
I will say I am incredibly biased when it comes to Ice Age because fun fact, the original Ice Age was actually the first movie I ever saw in the theaters.
Yeah, that the first one was actually way deeper than I thought it ever would be. Like it was it's a good movie. Can't say anything about the sequels, but the first one I thought was really good, and I still to this day I don't care how bad the series has gotten. I love that squirrel.
Scrat.
Scrat is the
Yes.
best
Oh,
character
yeah.
ever
Yeah.
created.
I mean, I mean, like, the Meltdown is my personal favorite.
Take
but that's,
every
you
take
know.
every Shrek meme and just replace it with Scrat. That is my jam. I love that stupid squirrel.
I'm
so
gonna have
much.
to hard agree with Tribal Typhoon and say that we definitely need to reboot the Stargate franchise.
Well,
yeah,
CBS
because
finally
you-
kind of figured out Star Trek, so maybe we'll see Stargate.
Meanwhile, like, I don't really know.
Stargate.
What about
It's
Alpha
a
and
great
Omega?
big world.
What about Alpha and Omega? I have nothing to say about Alpha and Omega. I didn't even know how many movies there were until recently. I thought they made like one movie at first, and then I was like, wait, they made a sequel. Wait, they made how many sequels? And then I was like,
I don't know what Alpha and Omega is.
It's a movie about two wolves. One's the alpha of the pack. One's like basically the omega of the pack, and they get trapped in like the wilderness and have to survive an adventure.
Oh.
From what I heard, it was fine, very, very fine, but it spawned like 6 different sequels. And I'm like, how? How did that happen?
Disposable income.
I mean, it's kind of like when I heard that Norm of the North got multiple sequels. I'm like,
Oh yeah, I actually saw a video about that and I was laughing so hard.
I was like, studios, listen. There are things you could be putting money into that are not Norm of the North and are way better financial investments.
was always low budget and it always made just barely enough money to warrant.
Well, I mean, it was.
Those
like, these
little crappy movies, like sometimes there's profit there, and it kind of makes sense. Also, it's worth mentioning since you brought up Northern North, the Twitter account for that movie has lost its mind, and it's amazing.
Oh yes,
Wait,
it has. Yeah, Norm of the North has a Twitter account, and whoever's running it is basically like doing like the social media intern arc, where like they just constantly are just like tweeting out the most random things.
The studio
Who
just
remember
doesn't-
Spy?
how much of it like remember what? Sorry.
Tribal Typhoon is like, who remembers Spy Kids? And I'm like, oh my god, I love Spy Kids.
Okay.
July 16th, they fired me months ago.
Yeah, exactly. I told you, it's great.
Norm has just finished reading the Communist Manifesto.
No, but I have a very soft spot for Spy Kids because I grew up with like all those Robert Rodriguez kids movies.
I will say that I liked the first Spy Kids movie when I was younger. Now, I will also say objectively, those movies are terrible. They are.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they are entertaining.
I also grew up with I also grew up with that one superhero movie starring the kid who eventually grew up to play Jacob in Twilight.
Oh, Sky High?
No, he
Shark
means
Boy and Lava Girl.
Shark Boy
Oh
and
no,
Lava
you're
Girl.
right. Sorry.
Which, by the way, was
Robert Rodriguez.
was a movie that everyone hated when it came out, and all of a sudden, randomly, everyone's like, "Oh, I love that movie as a kid," and I'm like, "Did we? Where was I? Because I hate it.
What?
It was a
What,
terrible
Sky?
movie."
Sky High?
Well, that too, but I was speaking of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
No, I will fight you on that one. Sky High is an amazing movie.
I think you're wrong, but you're allowed to like it. That's fine. I just no.
Okay. Look, when you have a movie,
I
where-
just said you're allowed to like it.
No, I get it, but like when you have a movie where you have a kid who's learning to be a superhero, where his father is basically the equivalent of Superman, is played by Kurt Russell. You have his gym teacher, who is like this loud, like, bombastic dude, and he's played by Bruce Campbell of all people. I can't dislike that.
I am not saying the casting wasn't completely on point, because
Yeah.
it was. Also, it was kind of a crappy movie, but
Well, I mean, I will say that it does have, like, that part in the middle where it goes, like, into typical Disney, like, TV high school drama, and I didn't care for that, but the actual superhero parts are fantastic. Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Yes, I love the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, or at least, I like the first one. The second one was good as well. I like the second one at least a little bit. Dog Days I like better than the second one, and then I refuse to watch anything else afterwards. I literally refuse to.
what thing tomorrow? Babe? What thing?
Who remembers Laura? No, I refuse
No.
to talk about that. I refuse
No,
to talk about that.
What? What's that? I've never heard.
No,
Never heard of it.
No, because if I start talking about this, I'm gonna piss everybody off. Or make everybody angry, excuse me. Sorry for cursing.
I don't think you are.
But if I start talking about Lord of the Rings, I am going to make everybody angry, and I'm not, so no, I'm not
Oh,
going to.
this boy just sat here and got all tilted over sky high, but he's about to deface one of the greatest fantasy epics ever conceived. Okay.
One of the most well-known.
Are we?
I'm not the
doing
biggest fan of Lord of the Rings.
That's fine. Neither am I.
I don't
Like,
think
okay, look,
either
here's
of you are allowed to talk anymore. It's okay. I don't really like Lord of the Rings either.
Yeah, here's what I will say is that, like, I will never object to their quality. Like, quality-wise, I will never say a bad word about Lord of the Rings. I personally have never been the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not fine. I'm deeply offended by this. How dare you? I'm so upset right now.
Whatever will I do?
I'll
Somebody
never-
disagree with my opinion on the internet.
I know I'll never be the same.
Nobody will ever be the same. Mom, this man on the internet said he didn't like Lord of the Rings!
Interesting tone choice. Never do it again.
What?
It's an interesting tonal choice. Never do it again.
No worries. I mean, I could just go with, like, you're not a real fantasy fan if you don't like Lord of the Rings, scrub. We just go back to Twitter, man.
It's just like Lord of the Rings is just, it's very old and has very expansive lore. And
it's really hard to get into.
It's really hard to get into, and it's like people who are really into it are kind of weird. It's
They gatekeep
like
the crap out of that series.
I will also say that I kind of...
Didn't you know that Bilbo
like-
went on an
it's
adventure
like
before
people-
Frodo? And that his adventure was even longer and more consequential if you really think about it?
See, meanwhile, like, with me, like, I will
The
also
Hobbit
say...
movies are wrong. You see, Legolas wasn't even in the books. They just put him in because people like his character, and that's wrong, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Excuse you.
Excuse me, sorry. Can I help you? Okay, thank you.
I was in 8th grade when Lord of the Rings came out. I was in 7th. I was in 7th. The movie, I mean. And no one would shut up. Suddenly it was... I even tried to read the book to get into it, and I just... I would never, ever, ever say it's bad. But it's so... It's such a... It's a jaunt to get through those books.
yeah.
Boy, howdy, is it something like you gotta commit.
It's like, yeah, it's like reading Shakespeare or heckin' like Homer's The Iliad or the Bible.
Or it.
It is a pretty long book, to be fair.
It isn't like I was about to say. Like I mostly made that as a joke because it's like over 1,000 pages, I think.
Or the Akira manga. Or One Piece.
One Piece ain't even done.
No.
I was born in 1990.
But yeah, no, it's like anytime I have to talk to somebody about Lord of the Rings, I'm always just like, okay, I get that this is a really big thing to you, but I have no idea what you're talking about, and nor do I really care.
Also, my birthday's this Saturday.
Oh, sweet!
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
I'm pretty sure I know when my birthday is.
You're wrong.
I'm gonna be 32 this Saturday, Cole Phelps. How would I? I'm not wrong about my own birthday. What's happening right now?
We've decided to postpone it.
Why did I? Okay, first of all, I don't see how that's possible. Second of all,
If you're born on February 29th,
are you
then you have to
trying? Are
postpone
you
it for
just
another
trying to
4
help me
years.
out and keep me from turning 32?
Yes.
I appreciate
We are
it.
preventing your aging. It's for your own good.
Stop adulting. Harry Potter, I like the movies. Never read the books.
I read the books. Well, most of them. I actually stopped reading after the 5th one.
To be fair, the 5th one is really damn long, so...
No, the 6th one is longer. They
Really?
just got longer with every iteration. Yeah.
I could have sworn the 5th one was the longest.
No, the last book is. Anyway,
Huh.
I did read up to that point, and I watched all the movies. It's a good series. Like, I like Harry Potter.
The only one I haven't watched yet, in terms of like the actual like core Harry Potter movies, I'm not talking about like Fantastic Beasts, is I
It's
haven't
okay.
watched...
No one talks about Fantastic Beasts.
To be fair, I actually really liked the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was a very like charming kind of thing.
I don't think it's as bad as people say, but I also think it's been horribly mismanaged in many ways.
Well, yeah. To be fair, I could get into specific reasons why I would agree with you, but I don't want to.
Yeah, like it's a fine series. I don't particularly care for the author though.
Yeah, I also wish Rowling to stop tweeting.
Yeah.
It's JK, you made your billions actually, you gave a lot of it away, which was very nice of you, but also, if you stop talking just for 2 seconds, I think that'd be beneficial for everyone involved. That's kind of where I'm at with her, but I try not to let that hurt good fiction.
Yeah. I was kind of interested in that like Hogwarts Legacy video game that they have that's coming out soon.
I really want to play it. I do. I'm looking at it. I'm gonna wait to see like how good it is. I know a lot of people are excited for it. On one hand, it sounds cool. On the other hand, there's so many ways they could screw that up. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
Hopefully it goes well.
Might be cool, might be not. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in playing like Harry Potter games or any like extended media. Like the Harry Potter movies are something that I watch on TV with my mom at Christmas time.
And you don't care about the game though.
No.
That's fair.
I played the Lego Harry Potter games, and those are, I mean, it's the Lego games. It's kind of hard to mess those up.
Yeah, Jack really liked the Lego Harry Potter games.
The
I didn't
Hogwarts.
play them. I played like back on the original PlayStation. I played Sorcerer's Stone.
I played that on the PC.
That was a game. Boy, howdy, was that a game?
What do you think?
What do we think of Home Alone, Josh?
Home Alone is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
I love the first 3. The 4th one is probably my least favorite movie of all
I
time.
hate
You mean the first two?
No.
First three.
Teddy is younger. 3 was part of his childhood. He's wrong objectively, but he's allowed to like it.
Okay,
Yeah,
look,
that's fine.
is it as good as the first two? No.
God,
do I
no.
still think it's objectively enjoyable? Yes.
It's not the 4th movie. I'll give you that.
The fourth movie has basically been my least favorite movie of all time since I watched it.
The first movies. Let me talk. This was my childhood, not yours.
The fifth one is.
You completely ignored me.
Yes, I did because I wasn't finished. The fifth
You didn't
one
let
was.
me talk in the first place.
Okay, fine, go ahead.
The first movie is one of my favorite movies ever, and I really like the second one. I never cared for the third one. I saw it once when I was a kid and was like, it was okay, but it was just weird, and I didn't like it. Too nutso in many ways. And the fourth movie is hot garbage, and always will be. Now you can talk, Ted.
The fifth movie is fine. It's very, very fine. It doesn't really like have anything that objectively like makes me hate it. It's just like whatever. And the sixth movie, whatever. I didn't like it, but it didn't offend me, is the way I'll put it. Like, it didn't make me angry like the fourth one did.
Right. That's fair.
Zach,
what do you think of the series?
Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
I really love the first two. Those are some good Christmas time movies as well.
Yeah, I love,
I grew up with the VHSs.
I still have the VHSs.
I
And they still work.
Wish I still had my VHSs.
I grew up with the first two on DVD back when I was like 10, I think was when I first watched them. It was very fun, I guess, as a kid, like being introduced to those movies. Did anybody else watch RoboCop at like 6 to 8?
No.
I did not, but
I still haven't watched RoboCop.
I do kind of have a funny story about that now that I think about it.
I've seen more of the reboot to RoboCop than I have the original RoboCop.
Well, because back when I was in, like, I think 9th grade, one of my friends brought over a bunch of movies to watch, and one of them was the original RoboCop. And my mom was like, "Should he really be watching this? This is like really violent." And I was like, "Mom, at this point, I've played games like Alien Isolation and like the Halo games. Like, I've seen blood and gore."
Connor, I don't want you watching all that blood.
And then, but he also wanted to have me watch.
The blood can never be cleansed from these hands, mother.
Well, he also wanted to have me watch yet another teen movie or whatever it was.
No. Well, I mean, you're an adult, so I guess you can watch it now.
I mean, I could watch it now, but like back when he wanted me to watch it, I was like 15 years old.
To be fair, in your defense, I saw that movie at 12. I was at a friend's house. And his parents were a lot more lax than mine, because if they had known I'd watched that movie, woohoo!
I mean, my dad let me watch stuff like Indiana Jones and like Batman.
They let me watch that and the Star Wars movies, obviously, but not the. It was mostly the nudity. I think was the issue.
I've never seen that movie.
I mean,
It has boobs in it.
To put it bluntly, there's a character who's like topless for like the entire movie.
Yeah, I know.
So,
When I was like 14 or 15, my first I had watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And
classic.
a really good movie. But the thing is, I wanted to watch more Monty Python. So my parents rented me Monty Python and the Meaning of Life.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yup.
How did that go?
They never found out, but yeah, when it got to the scene with the the marathon runners that were fully topless, and
Aw.
I was like, oh, like I'd seen the female form before, but
I've seen the female form
I
before.
was not. I was like, I was not prepared.
I think my dad had a similar slip up.
I had to like, I popped the tape out of the VCR because, yes, this was still in that era where you could rent VHS tapes, and yeah, it was 18, or like it was rated R.
My dad wanted me to watch Clash of the Titans when I was like 10 years old, and then the opening scene, he was like, oh god, run into the other room real quick. And I was like, wait, why? And then I saw the sight of like the woman and her son as they like washed up onto the beach completely naked, and I was like, oh.
That's why.
And then like I think I distinctly heard my dad saying something along the lines of like, oh my god, your mom's gonna kill me.
Anyway, there were some questions while we were talking about that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. What were the questions? What were the
I'm
questions?
looking real quick. I completely missed it. I forget now. I see here. What inspired me to make these kinds of vids? Well, I've always liked history, and I never really thought I was allowed to talk about stuff like that. Like back in the day, like my first channel was nothing but video game related, and in fact, most of my channels so far have been that. And back, this is a weird conversation because most of my fans from my previous channels were carried over from the start, and they were familiar with me back when I reviewed video games. Now, recognize that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, this is early YouTube, like 2007. There was YouTube is not what it is now. It was still, you know, it was popular, but it wasn't like it is.
It's been 15 years.
Yeah, I know. Please stop. But back then I was 17. Oh god, 17.
It's been 15 years.
Stop it. But one of the big things that a lot of people were doing was making it wasn't just making game reviews with emulators. It was making angry game reviews. That was the thing. Like
It was the style.
It was the style. It was like it was mostly older games because of emulation. We didn't have screen capture. Most of us didn't. It was too expensive.
It's probably popularized by the AVG again. So.
It was definitely popularized by him, but there were angry reviewers before him too.
Yeah.
He was the first one that made it like huge. But a lot of us followed suit, whether it be Armake or Jediite, or WizWar, or
you.
Disagree.
Urinate, or me, Darkness the Curse. And I did. I made angry video game reviews for a long time. I actually had 10,000 subs back when that was a big deal. Because it wasn't just reviews. I also got into ranting about nonsense. But again, I was very screamy. I was very much. If you had to equate like every angry reviewer to like a genre of rock and roll, like AVGN's kind of your classic rock style. Someone like Armake's closer to metal. I was screamo. Full tilt. No question.
I still remember your classic Sonic R review.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was a very angry teenager, and I threw that full tilt out when I did. But it worked. Like people thought it was funny. Oh, the Ekman, JonTron, and Cat Icarus. Yeah, those guys came out way after this era. I was there long before any of them. I will say this now.
That's early 2010s.
That's early 2010s. I'm talking like 06, 07 is when this was going on. That's how long ago this was. I was still in high school. Oh god, I was still in high school. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember when like JonTron's first reviews were getting popular, and it was like it felt like the people in that style, like it felt like a shift. Like suddenly, they were reviews had been funny, but now they were funny in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the culture shifted. The only one who
The style changed.
the only angry reviewers that stayed around after that, I had to adapt a lot. It helped that I was starting to calm down and I just didn't want to scream anymore. So, you know, you had guys like Spoonie. God help you, Spoonie.
AVGN stayed consistent.
AVGN stayed consistent. Irate is still around. Irate Gamer is still around. Somehow. Although everyone hated on the poor guy. I don't think he really deserved it. But either way, point being, but I jumped around to several channels after that. Like, I went through several, shall we say, emotional episodes for a variety of reasons that I will not get into at this time. But the point is, I went through, like, 5 different channels. And eventually, I wound up back where I started, calling, and because YouTube kind of had a reboot. I couldn't access my original Darkness the Curse channel or reopen it, but the name got deleted, so I was able to make another channel called that. This was in, like, that would have been 2012. 2012 is when I opened that channel. And I stuck with it. The channel's still there, technically. And I started doing game reviews again, but in a newer, more calmer. I still got angry sometimes, but it wasn't like it was. I was never the screamy level that I was before. I was on camera, you know, I was doing things, you know, I had jokes and everything. I tried to make it funny, and I tried to make it entertaining, and for a while that was okay. It was the first time I was actually paid for my work. I was able to get, I actually signed on through a partnership with another company, which they took a percentage of the ad revenue, which was why I never saw much from it. But for a variety of reasons, like after, you know, nearly a decade of that channel, honestly, I just don't care about talking about video games anymore. Like I'm not near, like when I was younger, like, oh yeah, video games are great. I should, you know, I could talk about them and, you know, be really important. And I just don't. It never really, you know, I stopped caring. Was the problem? I just stopped. You know, it turned into a chore. A chore that I wasn't even really making any money from, so I couldn't even say it's my job because that wasn't applicable. And game reviews are a lot of work. Anyone that hasn't made one on YouTube doesn't fully grasp the nature of how much work it takes to do a game review the correct way, because you have to get
your particular style of videos is not as like edit intensive as a lot of other reviewers.
Yeah. Even mine wasn't even that hot. You know, mine was.
You have a very efficient like workflow.
Well, I had to. I became for one thing, during that time was when I became a dad. I had, you know, obviously I needed a full-time job, and I went through hell and back during that time too, because of course I did, because nothing in my life goes well. You know, except for me taking care of my kid, which is what I was focusing on. But the point is, you know, I just got sick of it. You know, it wasn't fun. It was no longer fun. You know, back when I started doing the game reviews, I'm like, this is fun. I really like doing this. I get to interact with people who also like video games, you know, and entertain them. And you know, I was younger, so I didn't really have that many responsibilities. You know, I was working part-time at a convenience store. You know, I wasn't a dad yet. You know, nothing like that. So I didn't have to, you know, worry about anything like I do now, where I'm living on my own. You know, as a single father, I have to pay so many bills. You know, there's just, you know, it's not the same. But what happened was, so I finally, you know, I still liked making content, and I always liked history. I did on the side. But I never really talked about it very much, because what happened was I kind of became known as the Sonic the Hedgehog reviewer, where I would talk about Sonic games a lot, and those did really well. I was fine with that. I love the Sonic series, but you know, I never really discussed, you know, my other interests like trains and, you know, planes in particular. But I've always loved those ever since I was a little kid. My dad took me to, you know, heritage railways all the time. He took me to air shows all the time. Like, that was a completely, you know, thing I was not only enjoyed, but also was, you know, fairly knowledgeable in. So what happened was I finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do something different. I don't even care, you know, because I was just like whatever. I'll just throw it at the wall. And on the original channel, I actually did a few historical-based videos, including the original 5 worst trains. Because I thought, these 5 lists, you know, do something different. Because I didn't want to do anything video game related. I just didn't. They didn't do so well on that channel because it was geared towards gaming, and most of my followers were gaming related. So eventually, I believe it was Duck's idea.
It was Duck.
It was Duck. Duck was like, dude, you should make a different channel for those videos. Because the way the algorithm works, just me, it'll work better. I'm like, fine, Duck, since you're so smart, I'll do it. And at first, I put those videos on there, I put the top 5 on there, and I didn't really think about it for a while until I checked on it after like a week or two, and it had way more views than my gaming channel had had in years. And that was History in the Dark. And I was like, oh, fine, Duck, I guess you were right about something for once. Which is how I put it. He's right fairly often. And the rest, most of you know, I started doing historical-based content, which, for a while it was a lot of trains. And I kind of stumbled into most of the memes. Like, British Rail happened on accident. It just so happened that when I kept doing the top 5 worst trains ever lists, they always had another bad train I could talk about. It's just one of those things. The underwater locomotives was just an interesting thing I found. And then I realized, oh, there's actually more of these. How many of these are there? Oh, there's a lot. So that became a joke. 3801 with a steel chair was my idea. I take full credit for that. That was just me randomly, like, I gotta get out of this somehow. But yeah, the rest is pretty much
History.
Yeah!
In the dark.
Speaking of British Rail, I could add the APT to my lines. I'm not sure I really want to do that, but I can totally do it. To be honest, like, a lot of you, you guys now know, but nobody really realizes. First of all, they think I'm a lot younger than I am. Most people assume, like, a lot of my haters are, I occasionally get the mean comment, they're like, oh, you're just a kid, you don't know anything. And I'm like, I am going to be 32, sir, but okay. That's A. B, because of that, many don't realize how long I've been on YouTube either. So, like, a lot of the things people complain about with YouTube nowadays, like, oh, these copyright strikes are terrible, I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, you don't know nothing about copyright strikes, man. Back in the day, woo, that was
option to appeal.
We didn't.
I know.
It was a disaster. Like, oh my goodness, was that a disaster?
I gotta go, guys. I gotta get ready for work.
All right,
catch
see
you
you,
later,
Zach.
Zach.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, stream.
Wait, what?
What?
But then how? Oh, never mind. So
Never mind.
I got a notification from my Xbox that was like, oh hey, update your billing information. And I was like, wait a second. How? Because it said my Xbox Live Gold membership ran out in 2020, and I was like, wait, why? How have I been playing online games this entire time? If that
They were
was
very
the case?
generous with you.
No. What it actually was that I switched over to Game Pass Ultimate, which comes with Xbox Live Gold. So I panicked for a sec. I was like, wait, am I running out or something? Which, yeah, whatever.
It is very quiet. Sorry, I didn't have much else to say because the chat night died, so I'm just like, here I am. The next channel joke? I don't know. I'll probably just stumble into it like I always do. Well, the problem with the CPR joke now is that I literally ran out of trains that I know they sunk. I talked about all of them. They still have a lot, but like I don't think they have any more. At least not that I'm aware of. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't do anything because I understand what a butterfly effect is, and I know better. Like there's a lot of stuff I would love to change, possibly. Maybe not even a lot, but like, that's also a bad idea. Like the unspeakable, the ramifications of something, like you're tampering in God's domain if you were to mess with the time stream. I would not be willing to do that. There is one more that may be out there, but I can't find enough information to make a competent video about it. Apparently it sunk in the swamp in the late 1800s, but like I just don't know. I don't have enough details to work with that. Well, I can schedule a premiere months in advance if I want to. Premiere is just that's something I just schedule on the side. But a live stream is entirely separate from a premiere or an upload or anything like that. Like, they're not even listed under the same options on my, on my own, channel editor page. Like, it's just, it's a separate thing, so I can do both. Samu has a question for me. Go nuts, Samu.
I'm gonna head out for the night too. I should probably get some water and go to bed.
See you, Ted.
Alright, see you later. See you later, stream.
Stay hydrated. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did you tame 3801? I guess in the context of my videos, I didn't. I just negotiated. Tame is the wrong word. As for my opinion on nerd culture, it depends on which nerd culture. Like, you can say nerd culture, like, I guess you mean like Comic-Con or something. But there's so many, variables, different fandoms among nerds. Like, it's not just one thing. Like, there's train nerds, those history nerds, or history buffs, as we, go by, because, of course we do. But there's also stuff like, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But then, like, there's, Sonic nerds, Mario nerds, video game nerds in general. It's different fandoms that people take, honest, different, serious little Marvel nerds, DC nerds. It takes, there's a lot of different contexts to consider with what you are currently asking. It's kind of where I'm at with it. I think the biggest issue is that, and maybe this comes from a lack of self-esteem, I don't know, but a lot of nerds take things very seriously, which is normal for anything, but they also can be very gatekeepy about things. Gatekeeping doesn't really exist outside of nerd culture, I don't think. And it can be very frustrating when it's like, I like this thing, I want to get introduced to this thing, and it's like, well, you're not as big a fan as I am, and therefore, I am superior to you, and it's just ridiculous. Because, when it comes to nerd stuff, generally speaking, we're talking about, fantasy, we're talking about fiction, we're talking about things that don't actually exist. So the idea of being arrogant about anything of that nature is absolutely insane. So I mean, it's fine to enjoy things, to have fun with things. I mean, that's totally okay. What I don't like is the toxic nature that it sometimes gets to when it's like, I am a superior, connoisseur of whatever it may be. And it varies. It depends. There's a lot of different things that can go into this particular subject. Because sometimes, people are very accepting and being like, oh yeah, man, I'm a big Godzilla fan. I'm a big Godzilla fan. And one of the things, I'm actually an admin for a Godzilla page on Facebook. Actually, Batra specifically, but we talk about Godzilla all the time. And one of the things a lot of the other pages talk about, and we talk about it sometimes too, is the gatekeeping that goes on within the Godzilla fandom, because it's like, new people trying to get into Godzilla, and people are like, no, they're not as good as us. They haven't been there from the beginning. And it's like, dude, shut up. Let people enjoy this franchise that we all love. Like, there's no reason to be hostile towards anybody that's just trying to learn or to be a part of something new that they're not familiar with. I mean, there's literally nothing wrong with that. But it can turn into something, people can be very hostile about it. And it can be very frustrating for the rest of us that really enjoy seeing new faces and enjoy, explaining new concepts and things that people don't necessarily be familiar with. Like, I could talk about Godzilla all day, but it's just one of those things where it's like, if you're gonna be nerdy, be nice about it. How about that? But I guess that applies to anything, to be fair. The worst genre of music, I don't actually subscribe to the attitude of there being a worst genre of music necessarily, on the pure basis that everybody has different tastes, everybody has different interests. I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. You could ask someone, a person sitting next to me at a ball game or something, and they'll probably think the music I listen to is absolute garbage. It's one of those things when it's like, okay, well, who cares? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this music is obviously inferior because I don't like it. Like, I try to avoid that kind of attitude towards things, because like I'm only one person. I only have one. And when it comes to music, especially things like that, it's very, very, very subjective. You know, it's not. It's one of those things when it's like not everyone is going to have the same opinions, the same attitudes, you know, the same logic towards it. So the idea of me sitting here saying, well, I don't like that, isn't really fair. Like, I think I'll be, but I don't like modern pop music. I think most of it is the same kind of, interweaving mesh of auto-tune nonsense, that, has worked consistently for most people, but has never, ever flown with me. But people like it. So they're allowed to like it, regardless of my opinion on the matter. And so I'm not going to sit here and say that that's objectively the worst, because I, again, just one guy with one opinion, with one, my personal taste. I listen to metalcore. That's what I mostly listen to. But I also love industrial, and I listen to some, new metal, and I listen to some rap. There's a few rap songs that I listen to, and even some pop songs I have. Like, there is, I'm all over the place, to a certain extent. I listen to whatever's, I enjoy. But, so for me to sit here and say this is obviously the worst genre of music, I just don't really think that's fair or right. So, what is my opinion on the Country Humans fandom? I don't even know what Country Humans is, so can't answer that. Godzilla new voice in 2014? What the heck is Godzilla new voice? You mean Legendary Godzilla? The new American Godzilla? Because I thought they were great movies, actually. Oh, his new roar. Well, I heard they went to town on testing it to make sure, like, no, he sounded great. Still, obviously a little bit distinctive, but, not different enough that it was unrecognizable. Totally fine with it. Hey, buddy, what's up? What's that?
Oh. Batteries?
Batteries? They're underneath the, where the movies are. Underneath the TV stand. Well, I mean, if there's a train under a lake in your state, I mean, I would like to do a video on it, but I would need to know which state. I don't know what state. I cannot psychically project and know what state you refer to in the grand ethos of, oh wait, there's 50 states. And that's just America. There's other states. But honestly, even if I just knew the state, I could probably figure it out. Lord knows I do enough research on that subject to know how to figure out that sort of thing.
Did you get them?
North Carolina. Well, I haven't talked about it yet, so that'd be interesting. Where is this diesel? That's not it. Seriously. I've been jumping around because I'm trying to find a particular diesel I just created, and I can't find it. Why don't I just do this the easy way? I'm making this way harder on myself. There he is. Now him being underground certainly doesn't help. F40 PH.
That's sad, you know, word by word.
I haven't looked into Minnesota yet. Honestly, the only state I'm worried about not finding one is Rhode Island. That's only because it's so tiny. Like there's less of a chance of it happening there because it's so small. But anywhere else, like Texas was easy. California's probably very easy too. Larger larger areas, like everyone's like, oh, there's so many in Canada. Yeah, but Canada's huge. So, not entirely shocked that there's a lot of, underwater trains there. I do not live in Delaware or Rhode Island. I do not live in New Jersey. I have been in New Jersey and I hate that place so much. No. No. I try not to announce to people where I live. It just seems like a poor idea in general. For reasons I think are fairly obvious. I did not mean to do that. That was not intentional. Hold on, let me fix that. I have corrected that mistake. I do not need this operating here. That is way inefficient.
You're probably getting all the dead ones.
No, they're under. Dad, the ones under the TV stand are all dead.
That's not true.
I think he's getting the wrong one.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna take off. I'll see you.